This is Texans TV.
Texans All Access 2021 Draft is presented by Mattress Firm, the official mattress retailer of the Houston Texans.
The draft is upon us, and it's really upon us tonight for the Houston Texans.
It's draft time. I mean, this is my favorite time of year. I love it.
We're going to turn a pick in here in a minute, and we're going to make you a Houston Texan.
I hope y'all having some fun because this is crazy out here. This draft is awesome. With the 67th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, my Houston Texans select Davis Mills, QB from Stanford.
Davis Mills is a Houston Texan, the quarterback from Stanford.
We're excited to enjoy it with your family. We'll circle back with you here in a little bit. Coach Cully is sitting right next to me here. He's going to get on the phone.
Yeah, tell him get him some boots now, okay? Hey, well, listen, looking forward to it. Congratulations. Happy for you.
The Houston Texans select Nico Collins, wide receiver, Michigan.
6'4", 215, can run in the 4.48 range. Gotta love him.
Can't wait to get you here, all right? Hey, a Houston Texan. Sounds great, don't it?
With the 147th pick of the 2021 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Brevin Jordan, tight end from Miami. Go Texans!
This is a wildly talented guy. I can see the Texans using him in a number of different ways.
There's joy in crying. You should be excited, and this is tears of joy. So we're excited to have you here.
With the 170th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Gary Wallow, linebacker, TCU.
All right, good. Well, we're gonna make you a Houston Texan, so you don't have to go far. You can stay in the state of Texas here.
He was the brain of that TCU defense. This will be fun. He's from TCU, highly intelligent. Know you're going to use him on special teams and tackles everything.
195th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Roy Lopez, defensive tackle, Arizona.
We're about to make you a Houston Texan. So, congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, no, you've earned it, man. Yeah, you've earned it.
A momentous weekend is complete. We thank you so much for watching Texans All Access, the draft special presented by Mattress Firm. My name is Drew Dougherty. With me is John Harris. We have a lot to discuss because the Texans have completed their first draft under Nick Caserio, the general manager, head coach David Culley as well. A lot of things have changed over the last year. This was a busy weekend, and on this show, we're going to go one-on-one with the new GM. We will also go inside the war room as a few picks got the call from the Texans, and we're even going to work out with a pick from last year and see how he is transitioning from his rookie season of 2020 into 2021. But John, let's talk about, forest for the trees. You enter this draft with 8 picks, none of them in the first or second round. Right. You exit, though, with 5. There were lots of deals, 3 to be made just during the draft alone. And what did you see from the Texans on the whole, first impression-wise?
Well, starting right off the bat, Davis Mills, as a quarterback, you see what he brings, just the calm and the poise to be able to play the position. Nico Collins, height, weight, speed guy, can absolutely fly. The athleticism that you see through the 5 picks, to me, is evident, even with Davis at quarterback. I mean, the guy ran in the 4.6 in pro day, so athleticism there. Every interview that I heard from these 5 guys, you hear it and go, oh yeah, I get it. That's absolutely, I can totally see how this guy is going to end up fitting in this locker room.
Yeah, because every single interviewee said, I've got to come and prove myself to my teammates. I'm going to be in a competitive situation. That's been passed along throughout the building, not just to these rookies, to these draft picks, but some of these new free agents that you've signed as well. And there have been quite a few free agents signed. What do you think of the movement, though? 3 trades. We had joked about it before the draft. Yeah. You, me, voice of the Texans, Mark Vandermeer. The over-under was 1.5 deals. Will there be more? Will there be less? I think we all kind of edged on the over side, and we were all correct.
Yeah, absolutely, because Mark set the number poorly, to be honest with you. The number should have been 2.5. Then you would have thought, oh, maybe not. But I'm not surprised they made moves. Right. I loved watching him go up and down the board because he kept us on our toes doing radio the whole time. thinking, well, what's going to happen now? We got to be on our toes. Wait, did the Texans just trade up? They just trade. I mean, it's a scramble in the studio when you're doing live radio, and you look up and go, hey guys, the Texans are now on the clock. It was crazy.
It was fun stuff. He was very, very aggressive, Nick Caserio, and we had a chance to go one-on-one with him.
It's a great time for the organization. There's a lot of people that are involved in the effort. Thankful and grateful for the efforts of our scouting staff and our coaching staff. There's a lot of feedback, there's a lot of input, there's a lot of information. So again, when you put a lot into something, it's always nice to get to the end of it and just have an appreciation for what people have done and the work that they do. There's so much that goes into it, and sometimes we don't necessarily appreciate it, but take a step back and just realize, hopefully we've accomplished something. We're not going to know here for a little bit, but to get to this point, there's a sense of relief in some respects. And there's also kind of a forward-looking mindset relative to what's ahead for us. The only way that we're going to push each other and challenge each other is to have as many people and players with the same mindset, and they want to be pushed. In order to be great, you have to demand greatness from one another. And our responsibility is to bring people in the building that have that sort of mindset, that want to improve, that want to be coached, that want to get better, that aren't afraid of competition. So you're just trying to push one another and just create a sense and an urgency on a day-to-day basis. So that's what we've tried to do, and hopefully the rookies, when they walk in the building, will understand this is a new chapter. But the first day, it was good for all of us to just kind of get in there and just kind of go through the process. Here's the flow, here's the workflow, here's how it works, here's the communication, and just kind of work with one another, because that's the first opportunity we had to work, I would say, within that type of structure. So again, just try to embrace it, maximize it, and do the best we can. And then when it's time to pick, just make a decision and move forward. Look, we're excited to have you here, man. Just spend some time with your family. Come in here, work hard. It was pretty neat. They're all appreciative, and they express that in their own unique way. I mean, the players have put as much time into this as we have. When you think about the arc of their career, where they started playing high school football, then going to college, now having the opportunity to play in the NFL, I mean, for a lot of them, it's a dream come true. And that comes out when they get that phone call, and then when you tell them we're about to make you a Houston Texan, to feel that emotion, to hear that emotion, I mean, it's really cool. Enjoy it here with your family. There's joy in crying. You should be excited, and this is tears of joy. So we're excited to have you here. I mean, the biggest challenge is really everything, because it's all new. And what they're going to be asked to do is probably a lot different than what they're accustomed to doing or what they've been asked to do in college. So I think the best thing that all of them can do is just show up each day ready to work with the right mindset and just try to make incremental progress and incremental improvement each day. And if they're able to stack days on top of days on top of days, and they project that over the course of months, then you're hopefully going to see some improvement and some progress. But our job is to aid them and help them and maximize and really just be the best version of themselves and be the best football player they possibly can be. It can be overwhelming, but if you just take the right steps along the way and understand that we're here to help you and embrace that, then you'll see some progress along the way.
Quarterback was the first pick for the Texans, 67th overall, Davis Mills out of Stanford. And this was a mild surprise for some, but it's a guy who you thought, had he come out next year, would have likely been a first rounder.
Yeah, you never know what was going to happen in the following year. But if you looked at the trajectory of where he was going, the way he finished the 2020 season, albeit 6 games or whatever it was due to COVID, etc. But if you looked at the trajectory and you look at what NFL teams value in a quarterback, if he went back in 2021 to Stanford and replicated that and more over a full season, now you've got 2 seasons as a starter, half a season in 2019. Now I think NFL war rooms are like, hey, wait a second, we got an experienced guy, we got all this arm talent. This is a guy we want to value in the top 32 picks. Yeah, you can't look into the future and know he would have been one, but back in 2018, you had no idea Joe Burrow was going to put together the 2019 season he did and become the number 1 overall pick. So when you look at Davis Mills, and doing this for a living, as I like to say, I know what a first-round quarterback looks like, even 2 years before he gets drafted, or a year before he gets drafted for the most part. Davis Mills, when you watch him, the word that came to mind for me was comfortable. As I watched him,
very fluid, very smooth when he throws, right?
Easy throwing motion. And the throwing acumen. I mentioned the word arm talent. Whenever you say arm talent, everybody says, oh, arm strength. No, Arm talent is the understanding of what throw do I need to make here. I got this seam route. How do I hit this tight end? Do I fire it? Do I get it over the linebacker? Do I have to back shoulder this? What kind of throw do I have to make? When I watch Davis, I see him making all different kinds of throws. There was a touch, the right throw to a running back, good deep throw, deep ball accuracy. Those are all things he can still improve upon. But when you have a quarterback that has that kind of acumen, that touch, the understanding of what throw to make, that's the guy that can end up being a quarterback in this league.
Yeah, and that ties in with decision making, which was something that Caserio really liked what he saw from Davis Mills, and which the whole scouting department liked what they saw from Davis Mills.
Yeah, decision making is huge. You play at Stanford, you learn that David Shaw offense. Andrew Luck was one of the first quarterbacks at Stanford to learn that offense, and it's complicated. Stanford quarterbacks are given a lot to handle. And Davis Mills, once he took over as a starter, you could tell he seemingly had that mastery. He's always thinking throw, not run. That's a little different than some young quarterbacks. A lot of guys are thinking, I'm just going to run and get what I can. He's always looking down the field to see what he can get to through the air.
All right, good stuff. We will have much more on the pass catchers that the Texans took in this draft, so don't you move a muscle. Texans All Access rolls on in a moment.
Texans All Access 2021 Draft is presented by Miller Lite, championship partner of the Houston Texans.
Nico Caserio. What's going on, man? How you doing? I'm good, man. How are you? You're with your family. Good. You should be excited, man. Hell yeah. Where are you? No, you're in Fort Lauderdale. Okay, great. Yeah, we're just about to turn you in with our pick. Look, we're excited to have you here, man. Like, just spend some time with your family. Like, come in here, work hard. You don't need to do anything extra. Just come in and just do the things that you've done over your career, and that's all we're gonna ask of you, okay? So let me hand you to Coach Cully here, and he'll say hello to you, and then we'll reconvene and get back to you, all right? Thanks.
You know what? Hey, look, we want to put you a part of something special here also. You know, we're so happy for you. You're happy for us, okay? Can't wait to get you here, all right?
Hey, a Houston Texan. That sounds great, don't it?
Texans took a quarterback first, then they get the pass catcher there, Nico Collins, as their second pick. He was in the third round, moved up to get him, part of 3 trades. This is Texans All Access, the draft edition, presented by Mattress Firm, Drew Dougherty, John Harris. And what'd you think of Nico, the pass catcher? I mean, that's a pretty interesting choice there, and it's a common thread as it was with Davis Mills. There's a Pep Hamilton connection, and this was a direct Pep Hamilton connection because Hamilton was at Michigan for a couple years while Nico Collins was there. Also, Ben McDaniels, he's the assistant wide receivers coach now for the Texans. He was there 3 years with Nico. So this is an interesting choice. A lot of familiarity there.
No doubt. And one of the things Nick Caserio talked about with myself and Mark Vandermeer was information and getting trustworthy information. Well, when you have 2 coaches that have spent that amount of time with a prospect, you're going to trust that information. There's no doubt you're going to trust that. And seemingly they did. We talked to Nico after he was selected, and you just got the feeling there was so much joy in just being selected. He opted out of 2020, and I don't blame him. The Big Ten really did not do their student athletes. They did their student athletes a disservice, let's be honest. They were in, they were out, then they were back, and by that point...
And he opted out late. It wasn't like he called it off in March. No. He was getting ready to play in mid-August.
Right.
Then the conference
they
called
shut it
things
down.
off. Yeah.
They shut it down, and then when they came back, by that point, it's too late. I think Michigan got 5 games in. Point being, he had to shake a little rust off at the Senior Bowl. I don't know that he was all the way there, but you're talking about a guy 6'4" 1/4", 215 pounds, runs in the mid-4.4s, can be an outside threat down the field. I mean, that's something this team can absolutely use.
And then you can always use tight ends who can make plays. And this guy leaps off the page at you. Brevin Jordan out of Miami. You really love this pick, didn't you?
Yeah, going into day 3, he was still my best player available. I'm at number 37 in the Harris 100. I just love everything he does in the passing game. But I watched him block. And for those people that think, well, he's just a flexed out receiver, that's all he is. This guy will get in and get physical with you when he needs to. I didn't see why teams were not as high on Brevin Jordan as I was. And maybe there's something I don't know. That's fine. On the field, I found a guy that can make some plays at the tight end position. Look, the tight end position is so different it covers a lot of different things. You know, Brevin Jordan, you get a lot of different assets in a tight end.
And you have a lot of intriguing talent now in the tight end room. It's a crowded place here with the Texans, so that's going to be one of many spots, very, very competitive come this summer. All right, don't you move a muscle, because we got to get into the defense. The Texans took 2 defenders, and we're going to discuss them after the break. This is Texans All Access.
Texans All Access 2021 Draft is presented by Reliant, the official energy provider of the Houston Texans.
Texans All Access, presented by Mattress Firm, rolls on. This is the draft edition, the draft special. Drew Dougherty, John Harris, and the Texans had 2 3s, 2 5s, a 6. Their first 3 players were offensive players. Their last 2 defensive players. Out of TCU, a linebacker, Garrett Wallow. He can do some things, and he is somebody who's fast at that linebacker spot. Used to play safety at that linebacker spot, and he's very, very intriguing.
Yeah, he's a guy that came out of John Curtis High School in River Ridge, Louisiana, just outside of New Orleans. So he's been well coached throughout his career, and you see that on the field. Highly instinctive. He was the CPU for that TCU defense. It ran through him. Coach Patterson gave him a call. Garrett got everybody lined up. I think Garrett's going to end up being a factor here in the linebacker room, but also, I know you, core 4 special teamer.
Hey,
you've got to
play special teams and do it well, yeah.
Day 3, you got to find guys that play on special teams for sure.
And then down in the trenches, you know, we got a soft spot for the nose tackles of the world, and this guy can play all across the defensive front, but last year at Arizona, played nose tackle pretty much exclusively. Talking about Roy Lopez out of Arizona, another fascinating project. I shouldn't say project. Fascinating player.
Yeah.
He was a 2-time state wrestling champ.
Bingo.
He was, excellent in high school. Played 4 years at New Mexico State before transferring to Arizona. So this guy can do some things, and he's really, really smart, John.
Smart, strong, 36 bench press reps, and wrestling. He's a coach's kid. And then you throw on top of the fact that he was a wrestler. That's the recipe for success to me. I love wrestlers that end up on the D-line, and I'm excited to see him. Plus, he's got better hair than you and me.
Yeah, he sure does. And you like the wrestlers because of the handwork, the body control, leverage, all that stuff. They get to the quarterback, they can do some things. So we've got to do some things as far as pace and bill. So stick with us, because when we come back, we're checking out what a rookie from last year is doing to get ready for 2021. Don't you move a muscle.
Texans All Access 2021 Draft is presented by Mattress Firm, the official mattress retailer of the Houston Texans.
We're back. It's the Texans All Access Draft Special presented by Mattress Firm, Drew Dougherty and John Harrison. You know, this time a year ago, the Texans were fresh off their 2020 draft. John Grenard was somebody that had really piqued a lot of people's interest. You needed help off the edge defensively. What do you see Grenard doing in this new defense that's a little bit different than how he was used last year? And basically, what's the ceiling for this guy this year?
Well, I think he can go get the quarterback. He's always been somebody to me that kind of threw the artist in with the scientist to become a pass rusher.
Okay.
When you talk about pass rush, to me, it's a little bit of both. And I think he's got a lot of technique that he uses, and I think just understanding a little bit more how to rush. A little different than how you do it in college. But he has an understanding of how do I set guys up. Now he's just got to go out and execute it. And in his second year, maybe he knows a little bit more. Maybe the 4-3 is going to help him a little bit more than last year's defense will.
You talk about knowing a little bit more. We see how he's trying to pick some of that up. He's getting ready for 2021. Check this out.
With the 90th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Jonathan Grenard.
It was a weight lifted off my shoulders, and I kind of had a feeling Houston liked me during the interviews and stuff like that. When that name came around, and I had a good feeling. I got the phone call, and it was just a dream come true. Everything else was like surreal at that moment. So I just soaked it in, and I couldn't get wait to work. I heard it all. I mean, I heard some first round talks, and I heard 5th round, 6th round. So I didn't know what to expect, but I know going into it, I pretty much had to make the stats show up to what the expectations were. You just can't really get too high, can't really get too low. I kind of just stayed neutral the entire time. I was a 3rd round, 90th pick, so the 3rd round was pretty much about to end, and I thought I was going to have to wait to day 3, which I'd have been fine with as well. I mean, it's just one of those things that you can't control. So that's the biggest thing out of everything is to the younger guys as well. You can't control that situation. So you getting down on yourself or getting mad or whatever situation is not going to help anything. So it was more than cool to get my name called in that 3rd round, but I knew I had a lot of work to do. Being that it's a job, they put more time and more details into it, so the smallest details win you the games. And I think those are the things that I had to learn a lot was, slow the game down, but see the little details from formations to little tips or who's in the game and this and that from personnel-wise to give you an advantage, because it's all about who's going to have that competitive advantage in the game. I mean, find your niche in the game and attack it, and that's what they do, and that's what everybody does in this game. So try not to have any weak points to your game is the thing that you try to look to do.
Newton in the gun, here's the snap, and here's a sack! Jonathan Grenard with the sack on Newton! Hello, rookie!
It was good for me just to get that sack and kind of get that weight off my shoulders, knowing that you did what they brought you here to do, go get the quarterback. So to get my first one on him in that fashion was huge for me and my family. Just everybody back home, we all just talk about it to this day. It's the fact that, you did get the sack Cam Newton. That was one of my dreams to do, so I was happy that I was able to achieve it. Repetition is everything. I mean, this game is all about just making sure you're doing these things day in and day out with the perfect technique every time, because at the end of the day, everybody's fast and everybody's stronger. It's about whose technique is going to hold up longer. So I try to hone in on those things a lot to put myself ahead of the game. I definitely want to experience more, I want to do more for the team and put myself in a situation to excel. And overall, I'm just excited to get back to work and get some wins.
All right, we got our eyes on John Grenard for 2021 in the autumn. Hey, fantastic work all weekend long. This guy managed to squeeze 26 hours into a 24-hour day. He was on the radio all the time talking about the draft picks that the Texans took and everybody else was taking. So nice work to you as always.
That was fun.
We appreciate you watching. Go to HoustonTexans.com for more information. And remember, experience game day together by getting some season tickets. HoustonTexans.com/tickets. Until then, we will see you next time. And remember, go Texans. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to know when we post new content.